Yo, how are we? It is Monday, 29th of January 2024, 9:07 a.m. New York time. Let's do some analysis here. Let's check out what's going on. Forex Factory. What do we got? Nice. Beautiful. So we are, what do we got for news this week? Let's have a look. We have nothing major tonight. We have CB consumer confidence tomorrow at 10 a.m. JOLTS, 10 a.m. ADP non-farm payrolls on Wednesday at 8:15. That can move gold. Okay, something that we see regularly is a big movement in gold. US unemployment cost index. FOMC at 2 p.m. on Wednesday, January 31st. Thursday, February 1st, we have a British pound BOE monthly report. We've got unemployment claims at 8:30 on Thursday, and then US manufacturing PMI, and then we have, of course, the big boy this week, non-farm payroll. So we've got two massive news releases: FOMC statement on Wednesday, and we have February 2nd, the first Friday of February. We have NFP non-farm payrolls, the employment change in the US, the unemployment rate, see what is going on with the economy and their employment situation. So big news week, first week of the month, end of January, start of February, looking forward to that. But tonight we've got nothing. Let's take a look at gold first on the daily. Okay, shooting back up to the upside. Okay, so it's going to be respecting our channel that we were just looking at on the lower time frame. We're going to go down from gold on the daily and look at look at gold here on the channel that we were working. We can see that it's definitely held at demand here at 2000. Okay, bounced down, held here, and pushing back to the upside. So this is going to push back up this way now. Okay, gold is bullish, and you should trade it accordingly. Look for longs on gold. Okay, look for longs on gold. We go to lower on gold here. 10-minute time frame. Let's get the that's the gold river up. We're pushing to the top here. Now we're about to push into a 10-minute area of supply. I dare say it may push even harder through that at the moment. It's been hit 1, 2, 3 times. This fourth may penetrate. Okay, it's a very serious area at the moment. We are at the top of the riverbank. We could get a rejection, but the higher time frame here on the 1 hour is indicative of this major area of demand. Okay, so we're at 2000 here, sitting at this major area of demand. a little bit higher area of demand here, sitting at 20.15. That's serving as our corner of the bottom of this 1 hour bullish channel here on gold. And we are looking to be pushing to the upside. Okay, this kind of action is what we see at the moment. Okay, if we look at the 10-minute, we're sitting in the top area here. Okay, now very tempting to sell this area. I would wait for the next area afterwards that we can sell. Okay, and which would be probably $10 up at 20.45-ish. Okay, that area here through this bank. Okay, that's the next area where you could probably get a short in if things don't run too fast. We haven't got too much crazy price action, sorry, too much news this morning. And then, of course, a nice short here at 20.60 if we want to short the long. Otherwise, what we're looking for is a pullback at the moment, you know, kind of into this area of demand here at 20.20. Okay, just be wary of that. And yes, just at the moment, we are in a strong area. We're in an area of supply that's been hit 4 times. Just be wary of that. Look at your higher time frame, look at what's happening, and just be mindful of the scalp here. Looking at the lower time frame, any scalp here on the 3-minute. If we look at gold on the 3-minute, is lower. Okay, we've had a switch on the parabolic SAR now. All right, you know, and when we look at a low time frame, you know, you could get a short, but I'm talking about very small shorts. You know, like a $2-3 movement, really. On gold. Okay, something like this is a short you want. The angle of attack, the way it's pushing at the moment, we've had the flip here on the guppy. All of that action is very bullish. Okay, so I'd be looking for action as price comes back down to this area and does this thing just to try and stay with trend a little bit. And the highest probability trade for us is anything that comes back down into this area here. So this kind of trade down here is something you can get in long at the bottom of the riverbank here. You can stay on it for a bit longer. You know, you can stay on for like an $8 trade and just have that kind of action here on gold. If gold pushes back into this area here, it's gonna be a very nice trade to the long side. And you know, right now we're sitting at a possible short trade at the moment, but very bullish. You know, action on the lower time frame. The higher time frame, all time frames at the moment are pointing to this bullish push here out of demand on gold. So just be very wary with your lower time frame trades. So we have had a flip on the 3-minute, which is interesting. Okay, we can see here that if it pushes back down, we've got this area of demand immediately here where it could just come into and bounce out of. Okay, so everybody wary of that at the moment. So very small short that's possible coming back to demand. Otherwise, we're looking for price to either come back down to this area, you know, and just be very wary. And you can trade. I don't like trading the median, okay, even though we're in a strong push at the moment. You can see how price interacts in that area there. It's a bit more safe than shorting at the moment, at least in the supply zone here, because we've had 3 touches of this, and it could very well just continue pushing the upside. And at the moment, we're looking at it right now, and it still seems quite bullish to the upside, okay? Shorting the second area of supply, 2045, okay, through this area here. Where's the orders? Order block is in this area here. All the order blocks are here. Top of the imbalanced over here. And this is the area where you'll get a nice short between these zones, okay? If price gets up there, you'll get a nice short between these zones here around 2045, back down to 2040, a nice $5 short there, okay? So that's what gold looks like at the moment. Bullish, all right? What do we got? 15 minutes until US30 open. I'm going to have a look now at where are we? Let me just have a look at what's going on here. Oh. Okay. Where are we? So let's have a look at British pound. Look at the time. Okay. On the daily, it seems to be selling off this area of supply here, holding at 127, kind of pushing back to the downside. It's not the most bullish looking chart at the moment for pound. It is selling off in this area here. 1 hour on pound. What do we see at 1 hour on pound? We have, get rid of this river. We have the same kind of shape as gold. Okay, really, really similar to the 1 hour gold chart, except gold is kicking back to the upside here. British pound is really struggling in this area at the moment to break through, It doesn't look like a bullish area to me, although, you know, we are bunching up into this zone here. So my intuition tells me we're going to push back down to this area of supply at 126. If we get that, you know, maybe a little bit of a push deeper underneath that before a nice kick back and continuation to the upside. So a grab into demand liquidity down here and then a push back to the upside. That kind of action is probably most likely on British pound at the moment. So beware of that and just be looking to go long around 126. Okay, 126, long 126 area. Okay, long 126 region. Where are we? Let's put some text in here. Long to 126. Lower time frame on the 10-minute. The moment on British pound, we see that this definitely looks like you know, bearishness at the moment. Okay, on the 10-minute, sitting in there's a major area of demand through here. That seems to be holding at 126,500. Okay, bottom of the riverbank is down here. Let's have a look at it on the US30 river, which is smaller. Suits better on British pound. You can see the bottom of the riverbank here is flattened out completely. We've pulled out of this bear bullish channel. We're flat at the moment, so it's quite mean reverty. And you push down into the zone here at 126,400 is going to be a nice buy at least once or twice. Okay, working that zone. Make sure you work the zone between here and here, right? This zone and this zone. So coming out of this demand area here, working, you know, there's a 27 pips area worth of profit. Okay, this kind of thing here, bouncing down like that before probably continuation to the downside for the interim, or it pushes through here, bounces back and goes up that way. But this is the area which you can sweep with a long. Okay, and if you know what you're doing, you can probably take a short as well in the direction, but we don't want to be shorting directly into demand here like this. It's a strong area of demand. We want to see it break through. Okay, if price breaks through here, pushing this way to the downside, the next area of demand is down here. Okay, so you've got this area to short in if you know what you're doing and understand, like, if that suits your mindset flow. It's more of a flow scalp before mean reversion. Otherwise, right, where's the mean reversion going to occur? Mean reversion is going to occur just down here. Yeah, so each to their own. If there's a strong push to the downside, you know, there's a little bit to capture, but the bullishness, you know, you can't take profit past this area here, 126,573 short. Okay, this area here, you'll have a little bit more. Price will come in here, push in, and then possibly push back up to that area of supply before continuing to the downside. That's an ideal trade. You want to sweep this zone in the middle. Okay, higher time frame analysis of Bitcoin. Okay, wow, interesting. Bitcoin, we've pulled out of this push down here. Okay, we bounced out of that. We went all the way to the bottom of the imbalance here on the daily. Okay, the imbalance began at 39,100, dipped into that, dipped into the guppy, and it's pushed out very bullishly to the upside of 42,000. Fairly bullish at the moment. Pretty interesting with gold, with Bitcoin, and we didn't get that. I thought we were going to have a continued sell-off down to this area here. Now we still could sell off in this area. It could become supply here and sell off into this area, at least down to this zone right now. Okay, but interesting. Nothing I would want to buy long-term at the moment. No long-term buys here on Bitcoin. If we get a pullback down to this area here, that's where we want to buy and load up into Bitcoin for longer term hold. Buy at 34,000. Yeah, so that kind of area here we want to push back down to for a longer term hold buy. Okay, so that is Bitcoin on the daily. You can have a look at Bitcoin on the hour. Just have a squeeze. I don't want to go any lower than that because it's just like, you know, it's a crazy chart. But, you know, we've pushed out of this bearish channel here. We're in the up channel, came down, pushed out of this area of demand as we're drawn, and we can either be rejecting off this zone here and coming back down. It does look pretty bullish on the 1 hour, to be honest. It definitely looks fairly bullish on the 1 hour. So interesting to see what that's going to do. Next area of supply is 44,000. If you are taking day trades on Bitcoin, you know, this kind of action, I wouldn't be going longer or higher than 44,000 on the day trade. Just take the profit, okay, that kind of thing. You want to take the profit there, right? When it gets here, you want to take that profit, okay? Because there's a massive order block here of supply that'll sell off at 44,000, and then it might shoot back down here like this, and then continue to the upside. So it'll be interesting to see. We have the interim high at the moment, supply at 49,000. Okay, will it push through that? Let's see what happens. We're bullish at the moment on crypto. So yeah, that's interesting. Now, US30 with the index open occurring in 10 minutes time. So I just want to do analysis before that. Very bullish, okay. Pushed down, grabbed into supply demand liquidity here back on the 18th of January. Massive push leg out. And then the previous supply has become demand, okay. So really basic price action, but very, very bullish here. And we want to be staying long with our US30 because we are in that kind of atmosphere at the moment. I've never traded it in as bullish as it is right now, but we are definitely in that atmosphere at the moment. So let's have a look here on the 1 hour. 1 hour in US30 is really bullish, okay, working through those areas of demand. You can see we drew this up the other day, straight into the guppy here. It didn't fill the imbalance at all, okay, did not fill the imbalance. It just pushed straight out of that to the upside. It's very, very bullish at the moment, okay, and then we're just sitting into supply and pushing through supply right now. So really what can happen here is that it just pushes back down into the zone here. If you get back into 37, 760, you will make money on the way back up. It should come down into the zone and then buy back up. We get a little dip into demand liquidity first before a push back up through supply, and we reach all-time highs. And that's the look of it at the moment. Let's have a look at US30 on the 10-minute time frame with our river. Yeah, so just pushing into the top of the riverbank right now. Okay, we had a push. If we just look at how the sizing works on new pushes, we can just size that up here by just taking an average measure of what this looks like. See, we have a high here, pushes down into a new high. Okay, the exact same size happens. This is just how it works. We have an average wave measure. Here's the supply zone, pushes down, pushes back up. So what's going to happen? All right, it's either going to hit back there or the next high, the next target of all-time highs will be something like this. Okay, if you're long, you want to take your profit up there, max 38,350. Okay, right now, what are we doing? We're coming into the open, pretty high up at the moment, a very strong guppy. We pulled back into the demand here twice, 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. That's become the demand now. I dare say that the demand zone, which would be worth looking at the moment, is this one here. Okay, so that demand zone on the 10 minutes is a little shallower, but anything that comes into this zone here is really interesting for us, and you can hang on to that, at least this area of supply. So quite a big trade there. Just go for a one for one look. Let's have a look in the 3-minute time frame here. Having a look at the 3-minute, we have got okay, this is just really easy to trade here in the 3-minute. US30 is a nice kind of mean reverty pattern, even though it's bullish. Pushed the upside, came back into demand here, pushed the upside supply. It's pushed into that supply 1 or 2 or 3 times. Bang into demand, into supply, back to the median, pushed to new highs here, okay, and now we're pushing to the upside. So will we get a push all the way back down here? I don't know, but anything that comes down into this zone here is really interesting to buy. Yeah, anything in this area, any kind of push down at the open, anything that comes into this zone here is really nice to look at for a buy, and you can hang on to that buy for the session. And maybe take it up to at least the previous area of supply here. So good money to be made long at the moment on US30. We want to stay long at the moment. Any shorting you do, okay, you need to just take the measure here of what the next push looks like. At the moment, you can see here, there's the high to the next high, right? Here's the high to the next high. So the next high is going to be something like this, yeah, okay. And that's where the next, possible short can be if it's not too strong. But you want to be very, very, very wary with your short, with your shorts. Yeah, it's just quite dangerous at the moment to short. but following mean reversion pattern, that's the shape that we're looking at. This movement here, taking profit in that region there, okay, or anything that comes down here, pushing up through that area there to this area of supply. It'd be nice. You might have to be a bit more patient to wait for it, but that's what the zoning looks like. So that's today's session. We got 5 minutes into the open. There's no news today. Okay. Trade well. I'm going to leave this screen up just for another hour, just to see what if these trades play out, how it looks. Okay. And if it pushes down into this zone here, if it pushes hard, obviously this is the area where price may very well, if it sells off, dip beneath slightly, okay, and then push back to the upside. So just because you've got your zones here, this is the first area where there could be a trade. It's higher than the bottom of the river, but we're in an uptrend at the moment, and obviously here is the other potential of taking a trade. It's quite a lot to a lot of upside to go. That could happen by the end of the session, but if it goes down here, you want to be taking profit near the median, wherever the median is. Okay, so these are the possible trades at the moment. Some kind of action like this, yeah, something like this if it pushes down there, that kind of action. So I'm going to leave this up for now. Okay, leave this on the screen for the time being, and we'll see what happens here on US30 during the open. But have a great morning. I just want to put this down here that we are higher time frame long. Look for long opportunity on any pullback to bottom of river. Selling is only higher than previous. Okay. So looking at this at the moment, okay, this will be all-time highs. Yeah, shorting all-time highs is, this, you can see this is the flow of money, right? So flow of money looks like this. Impossible flow of money, yeah? So I'm going to leave that up for now. Okay, let's see what happens at the open. 3 minutes to go. No news this morning. Okay, have a look. No. And we'll leave this up for now. See what happens. Okay, have a great trading session. Those of you in the group will be catching up for a Zoom call to discuss situations that have arisen recently. Very shortly, I'm going to set that now in the group. But yeah, have a great morning, and I will see you guys later on.